What brings you here today?
Well, my mother lost her job, and I'm really concerned that she didn't have enough food to eat, so I stole some from my group home, and if anybody finds out, I'm not going to be able to see her on weekends.
Why did your mother lose her job?
Unfortunately, she's had a slip up and used again, so, and the employer found out, and she lost her job.
Is there anything that you would like to see from me that I could do to help you?
I just don't want to lose my privileges to see my own mother. That's really important to me. So,
Is there anything that would help me understand your situation that you could explain?
well, I'll tell you a little bit about my mother. I guess she used to be a drug addict, and she is finally, off the drugs now. Besides the slip up,
Yeah.
and she and I have a pretty good relationship right now, and it's the first time ever, so I don't want to ruin that at all.
When you say that it was your first time you've actually had a good relationship with your mother, what do you mean?
Well, since she stopped using, I guess she's recognized, well, I think she has, how much that she means to me, and that it's important for her to, be there for me. So it just feels really nice to have her care about me, and I guess before, her number one was her drugs.
What was it like when you were a child?
I kind of just played with myself. I didn't really have any friends. I wasn't even allowed inside a lot of the time, so probably now that I think about it is because she was using drugs in there.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew what it meant by needles being on the counters or anything like that. I just thought that was normal. That's all I knew. But now that I've grown up, it's kind of hit me.
Did your dad have anything to say about that, or where was he?
I don't know where my dad is.
Okay, so he's never been in the picture? Have you ever met him?
No.
No. Okay. So then it was just you and your mother, and you felt like she didn't care for you a lot back then, and then now you're finally getting the relationship that you want with her?
Exactly. I mean, since I haven't really had a father to look up to, I just had random guys that my mother had around, probably just to get the drugs from them. I mean, they were definitely not fatherly figures.
When those guys were always around when you were like a kid growing up, did you feel any certain way about them, or?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the way that they talked to my mom really upset me. I've never stopped caring about her, so, and even though they treated her bad, they treated me even worse. They never wanted me around, and they made that really clear.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I can't really, I mean, I've tried to have boyfriends and stuff, but it just never works out. I always just think that all the guys are like the guys that my mom dated.
So because of that, now you view guys all the same?
Yeah, I mean, since I didn't have my dad and all those guys, and maybe it's just the people that I'm, trying to be in a relationship with aren't good people, but I would say that I don't like guys at all.
No. Well, that I can understand that if you never had, a big fatherly figure in your life, then you would view people more differently, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So what do you think about your mom losing her job?
I'm mostly terrified for her. I feel so bad that, I have a roof over my head and I have lots of food to eat. I have the people who work at my group home um, to take care of me and basically give me whatever I need. So um, I just really want my mother to have that.
So, what was going through your mind when you were stealing the food for your mom?
That's what I had to do in order for her to get by. I just we've gone hungry before, and I know how hard that is, and I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. I don't want her to feel helpless and fall back into her old habits and everything. So,
How long has she been out of the job?
about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So 3 weeks is enough time for you to run out a fridge full of food, and it's not like we had that much in the first place. So.
Is she trying to do anything? Have you noticed her, trying to get out there and get a job or doing up a resume or?
No, she's just. I have a feeling that she's depressed again. I might be too. If I lost my job and I had slipped up, I would probably feel really bad about myself. So, I just don't want her to feel like she's losing control again.
Okay. Well, that makes sense that you would feel like that, for sure.
And when she loses control, I kind of do too. We're so close that whenever she's upset, I'm upset and everything.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, if she feels like she's helpless when she needs those drugs, I feel like I'm helpless because I can't help her. I don't even live there.
Do you think that a big part of all of this is you just wanting to be at home?
When it comes down to it, that is my main goal, is to get home so I can be with her so that we can be together and finally be a family again. But if I get caught with stealing this food, that's not going to happen.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you could help get her food or get her money or?
Well, step one, I think, is to get her off of the couch and looking to see what kinds of things that she could do to, get money and therefore get food. So,
could you maybe?
I could help her build a resume.
Okay.
The people at the group home taught me lots of skills on how to build a resume because I'm looking for a job too.
Has your mother ever had a resume before?
Probably not, and if she does, she probably didn't do it herself. But
Okay, so just quickly, is there anything that you can think of that could help her get a job that you could put on her resume?
Well, she is a caring person, and maybe if she could narrow it down to a certain job that she wanted, I think that she'd be really good at working with older people in an old folks home. But so because that's just her personality, she is caring except for when she's using drugs. But since she's not doing that anymore, I think that it could possibly help her not get back into doing drugs.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. If she likes what she's doing,
Mm-hmm.
then it would kind of keep her busy and wanting to go to work instead of that. Is there anything else that you can think of that could help your mother?
I think the main thing that can help her is me, which is why it's so important for me to see her on the weekends. That's what gets us both through the week, and we're kind of motivating each other. And if she loses that, then she'll fall and I will fall too.
So, I heard you say that you stole some food from your group home. If you were to tell the counselors what you did, how do you think that they would react?
I think that they would be very disappointed in me, and they would react by not letting me see my mother. I mean, they're not going to let me see her if she's spending her money on drugs.
If you went home and told your workers what you have done, do you think that it would be able to help your situation or make it worse?
They do say that being honest is the best thing, but I'm just afraid of what's going to happen if I am honest, even though they want me to take responsibility.
Have you ever had your mother at the group home before? Instead of you going home for a visit, your mother come to the group home?
She doesn't like it there.
No.
No, she sees how I have a good relationship with the counselors that work there, and she kind of gets jealous and acts out a bit. So I like I said, I just want to keep going home on the weekends so that I can hang out with her more, and she won't be jealous and acting like a maniac at the group home.
Okay. Well, what do you think that we could set in place for a goal for you to, accomplish what you need to accomplish? Like, so you want to help your mother, eventually get out of the group home, and go live with her. So, what would be the first step in that process, do you think?
Getting out of the group home?
Would it be being honest with the people of your group home?
It could be. I just don't want to lose her in the process, but by the sounds of it, that seems like the best option for me. Because I think that they might get more mad knowing that I didn't tell them in the first place, but I'm just scared.
You could, if you told them what you thought and like what happened and you were honest with them, and then you made a plan, if you sat down with them and made a plan, like maybe the next weekend that you're supposed to come home, maybe for, that Friday that you're supposed to go home, your mother could come to the group home and they could help you and your mother sit down and make a resume or make a budget of some sort. Do you think that she would be okay with that, or like something similar?
Building a relationship between them could help her a lot too. Maybe then they would see that I'm really focused on getting out. And obviously building a budget would be something that would benefit my mom a lot too.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Do you think that you would be able to follow through with that? It's kind of a big step.
It is a big step. I guess I could just ask her and find out, and maybe invite her over this weekend. We're having like a movie night with some of the parents.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, well, it's fun if your parent is there. So maybe she would see how much that would mean to me and want to come.
Okay. So, do you think that we accomplished everything that you needed to talk about today, or was there anything else that you wanted to go over?
Yeah, I'm feeling like it's a little less of a mountain to climb over now.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, maybe next weekend or next week after we could, you could talk to your mom, and then we could meet up and see how that all goes.
Okay. I'm free on Tuesday.
Perfect.
Okay, great. See you then.
Well, I'll see you then. What time? I said okay like